background. Great.
Welcome back. As always late. And that's on me and my bad. Moving to the new office, tried to give it a shot, get the computer set up. It just didn't pan out. So we're here now. I'm not frozen, but you are. So let's just get into it. This has been an odd week, and we're going to have to kind of muddle our way through it because right now we're working on the laptop, so we're going to be pulling off the chart as best we can. I don't know if he's frozen now or what. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Looks like we're good on my end. So, goodbye, Porter, I guess. All right, so looking at the SPY, this is where it gets interesting. I want him to come on and talk about the results. If you've been trading the SPY Playmaker, the link is at the top right of the corner of the screen. He calculated the last 21 weeks. If you took each contract one time, including all the stop outs, 1,000 turns into, I think, 21K. This shit produced 20x over the last 21 weeks. This produced a 20x. Absolute madness. So pull up your SPY chart just to keep this clean. You can follow along. That way you're not relegated to what the stream may or may not produce, because I'm not sure how the screen share component's going to go here. So we're gonna give it a whirl. Okay, you guys can see my SPY chart. It's actually not that bad.
So, there you go.
There you go. All right. So really quick before we get in the chart, what were the numbers you posted on the SPY for a $1,000 account?
So yeah, I went back just to check to see like how is actually SPY Playmaker doing. So for the last 29 weeks, I can check. Yeah, I think it was 62 wins, 9 losses. So I tracked like every time we hit the targets, the max percentage, but also how many times was there a confirmation but a stop loss, and it was about 9 times. So it was about 82% win rate. That's pretty absurd. I kind of thought it was a little bit higher, but still at 82%. And if you started with $1,000 and you only bought one contract, so we're not talking about compounding, you put that money back into the next time. You buy one contract for every confirmation. Starting with $1,000, you'd end up with 21,700 and something over 29 weeks. So that's pretty insane. And if you're looking at this chart here, can you make that a little bit bigger for me? Actually, I can just look it up on myself too. Yeah, let's pull mine up there. Yeah. So I mean, if you're only on a 15-minute, 30-minute time frame, it's extended hours on here. Okay. Like, look at the confirmations. Just have one line the entire week to follow, one contract either side. Look at how many times it could have been traded up and down. So what date are we on? We're on the second. So we're going to go back to Tuesday, yeah? Yeah, so we get that. We get clean confirmation twice. You could have gotten it on Tuesday, 24th. That went all the way up to, what, almost 690. Yeah, a little bit past 695 there. $10 move. Go down to Thursday. You get 2 times where it goes to 2 targets first time, second time 3 targets. Then see Friday, we get the breakdown under it. The 15-minute or 30-minute confirmation close the 2 targets. And then today we get the confirmation again over that, go for 2 targets. So like this is something that's been consistent over time. I mean, since I started watching Austin, well, like 3 years ago. I mean, I started as a member, right? I've defined this strategy that can be used, like just based on what he's been saying over the years. And these 15-minute, 30-minute confirmations, just using this one line, it's quite consistent. I mean, a lot of times people get caught up in the shorter time frames. You're seeing the moving candles, all this, the noise, if you will. If you just stick to this time frame, it's actually quite clean to trade. And consistently, I mean, like these trades, they're going for the first target probably 20 to 30%. And if you look at that blue trend line up above, if you see that break or the rejection off of there, that's when you tend to get the bigger moves for the longer term. Above that, even better. If you zoom out even more for the past 2 years almost, touches off of that, that's where you can see sometimes the 500, 600, 1,000% returns. I think there were 2 weeks of the 29 weeks where you got a 500 to 700% returns within a week. And that's the thing. Like I'm measuring these between the Tuesday that they go out and the Monday when I'm writing the next ones. So a lot of these will actually go on for much higher percentages than I'm reporting on this spreadsheet. So yeah, crazy stuff. Oh, no. Sorry, dude. Just pulled you off there.
You said it was 1,000 into what?
$21,700, I think, $53.
Bang.
One contract too, man. We're not talking about compounding here. Just that.
Oh, we should figure out what the average what the average cost would be, so we can create an average, because then you could do math like, oh, if you start with less than $500 with $600, right? Like I like to go to concrete numbers so people can actually like, oh, I do have that. It makes sense then. That's good stuff.
So the average price is like $420.
Well, let's get in there.
And the thing is, you can make these cheaper too. You can do debit spreads. And guys, if you get in like Bull's coaching program, that's probably the best place to learn how to do it. And you're limiting your risk that way too.
Yes, you are. So coming into SPY at close, you saw a lot of strength into close. We took a lotto play to the downside for Monday, expecting potential that we get a gap fill. Again, it's lotto, all or nothing. I'm thinking that will play because I'd be shocked if we go right back up. But keep in mind, we could hit this trend line. It's really just a counter trade to reposition against this big move up. Odds are it's false flag move, but we can't ever know. So we bet against it with the little money we have so that we can capture any downside if you are mostly long, which I'm going to assume most people are. So looking at these ranges, obviously SPY to me is very clear because we've outlined these ranges before. So I think the trades are going to be very straightforward. We have a great midline this week, which is good. It kind of pegs it to 685. That tells us that our ranges are accurate. If that line is still running through the middle, it means we're still trading that range and that our analysis was correct in assigning that range. So that means if you follow this yellow line will be kind of your middle of the sidewalk. I always give the example of walking the dog. When your dog walks from side to side to side, always crosses the midpoint. That's when you want to pay attention, not any other time. Those are your pivot points, right? So basically we're giving you the exact trade we're hitting as it's hitting when we see the confirmation and what we're going to do to take advantage and profit from that trade. Very straightforward. Get the link in the top right corner. I don't want to go too into the SPY because you guys already know what's going on here. And if you're getting the SPY Playmaker trades, it's going to be broken down, sent to you directly on Discord or via email, whatever you prefer. Just a very clean range here. I think we're going to see a nice move. I think the potential for the move in either direction is huge, with the downside printing as low as 671 and I think upside 694. So we got at least a $10 move coming either way, and we're going to be positioned for it to maximize. What would you say, Michael? Would you say that's an astute? Would you say that's an astute description of what's going on? And then, secondly, do you think that there's any of this oil Iran business that matters enough that people should know, because you know that shit inside and out?
Well, yeah, second part, but yeah, of course. I mean, if you just zoom out and SPY, like it's just been ranging at the peaks for a while. It's been in the same range. It's a whole lot of nothing, honestly. So yeah, that, and those $10. I mean, honestly, that's been your bread and butter. It's those $10 ranges with the midpoint. You know, like you go for the break guys, get the big daddy gains, but you can honestly just trade these ranges back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And honestly, all you need to do is zoom out. Use that 685.50 line, zoom out, and look how many times it's touched that, and that's been a pivot for both directions.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue too.
But yeah, like when it comes to like Iran, and then I wrote a blog back in June 2025, the first time we had the strike, and we spent like 2 weeks writing this, and I'm looking at I went through 6 different sectors and like 17 different companies based on monthly setups. The same strategy we're using for SPY Playmaker, but honestly, like I think it's better when we're doing candle closes on daily and weekly. Strong confirmations long term. Like when you look at the NVIDIA setups that we've done, Palantir, Hood, these all been the same strategy, just on the weekly timeframes. And I use that same strategy for that. Like almost, I think maybe 15 of the 17 have ran for at least 100% with very clean confirmations and maybe 3 or 4% downside. I'll put the blog in here, but yeah, it basically, and honestly, the same setups still exist today using the same horizontal levels and pivots. But yeah, we're talking about Strait of Hormuz here. Like, there has been no official blockade that I know of, but apparently on the radio they were saying that ships are not allowed to pass. As far as like maritime insurance, they're removing wartime clauses for coverage. I think there's over 70% of ships are right now halted out or have anchored outside of the strait. I know one tanker was hit already. And we're talking about what actually comes from there. So it's like 20% of the world's oil has to flow through the Strait of Hormuz. And most of it is actually Asia. So we're talking about China, Japan, South Korea. And I know China is aligned with Iran here. I think they're using a lot of their tech right now, actually. But also we're talking about Japan and South Korea. 80 to 90% of their oil imports are at risk here. Europe about 12%, India about 60%, United States about 3 to 5%. So like, let me put this into chat actually, so you guys can actually look at some of these tickers I was looking at. And yeah, this is back in June, and a lot of these have already ran, but you can use these same levels to be playing to the next level up or the next level down, depending on what happens. But yeah, if we're having a choke point right here, you got to think what's going to run. I mean, a lot of people are going to run to oil. I think the Brent crude is up 6.7% today, with analysts saying it could go up to, at $78 a barrel, where it could go up to $100 a barrel. I think a lot of people will flock to that.
55 first.
Say that again?
Does it drop to 55 first?
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea. Honestly, I'm not an oil expert here with that. And that's why I personally because I don't know, I'd rather stay away from that. But I'm looking at the things around it. The tankers, the refiners, maritime insurance. And you'll see all of them on that blog there. And LNG. I mean, especially like one I've been positioned for a while was KMI, Kinder Morgan. That's been up nicely for a while. And today I opened a trade on Next, rated open, and I think it opened is up about 18%. Can break down the support. I'm about break even right now, but that's when it looks is a speculative play that historically when there have been issues with macro issues with oil, that's one of the speculative play that's blasted asymmetrically.
Yeah, oil is one, guys. I personally think that like the next 2 years, it's like, see if oil gets down to 50-55 a barrel. That would be tough. 60 would be like safe. 50 would be a little scary, but that's like 55-60 a barrel. That's when I would start. That's where I'm gonna start loading the oil names, because we've been basically oversupplied, all this OPEC bullshit, and production's flat. So like that's a nightmare of an issue, right? There's just having across the board. You got to now all this. It's just a nightmare, I feel like, around oil. So suffice to say, whenever there's a nightmare around a political shitstorm, around a war, around a commodity, around so on and so on and so on, it's because there's something going on that you're not supposed to know. It's just what it is. So it's pay attention to those things, but try to sift through the noise as best you can. With oil, it does make it easy because you just follow the price per barrel. So here's what I'm doing so that we can skip all that nonsense. 55-60 a barrel, I will start buying some of the premier oil names. Probably basket ETF mixed with a few like asymmetric growth plays in oil that we might see, right? Then beyond that, I would say 2029, 2030, give or take, is when I think we got like 5 years before all this shit we're seeing right now kind of. All right, let me back it up. Technology increases pace. Things can happen quicker. You could start a company more quickly. You could meet your dream partner more quickly, right? Like technology is access, so it increases speed. there are also many physicists now talking about, is time dilating? Like, is time itself expanding, or our capability to measure it, perceive it? I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I wish I was, but I'm not. So we don't need to worry about any of that. What we can focus on is, how long do these cycles take to be reflected in dollars and cents? That's simple, because that's just math, and that's stuff we can prove to a degree of certainty that we can't otherwise. So what I would say is I'm looking at 2030, 2029, 2030 as when this oil business going on now actually has an impact on the market vis-a-vis price of crude going up, and thus smart decisions we can make over the next 2 years and looking at oil and defense sector and picking up those names as a discount as oil just continues to stay flat or drop a little. That's money. That's a good game right there. I think that's an easy. I'm kind of treating this as oil is going to be a transitional kind of instrument that is both dividend and hedge at the same time. It's not going to pay crazy, but it should be pegged pretty strongly against everything that could go wrong. So again, I'm going to put maybe 12%, 13% of total holdings into that. So if you have $1,000, I'm looking at that as like, I'd put 150 into this. So 10% of my total holdings would be in that area. If I'm 70, I would do more. If I was 60, I'd do so let's just do it that way. If I was 50 years old, which is about 15 years older than I am now, and I was kind of nervous about retirement, I would lean primarily into that to keep stable and consistent income that's going to outpace inflation. If I'm 35, which I am, and I'm going to take some risk, and I'm going to put about 15 points into that stuff, and the rest will be obviously what I've been doing, and the links at the bottom if you want access to that full kind of array of what we do. But basically, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, is that we got 3 or 4 years to load and do the smart thing of really investigate and analyze these names. We got a few that we're already interested in, right? We talked about last week. And so once we get a good handle on what's what, then I think over 28 to 29, we're going to be able to pick these up for pretty cheap or pick them up as they're turning, right? So either way, it's a win because our money doesn't have to sit stagnant. And then we should see into 2030, the supply constraints because of what's happening now. I think they have to make oil go up. They just have to. It's just going to take a few years. So that's kind of the point, is TLDR. I'm waiting 2 or 3 years, and I'm going to be buying good energy sector names. This is an energy crisis, so everyone needs to wake up to that right now. Power been going off a bit more lately. I feel like the water doesn't taste quite the same. Water pressure down a little bit. They're sucking it dry. We're literally taking on coal plants again because we don't have power. And the irony is our fault. It's overconsumption. It's the asshole that wanted to make himself in Google Images or Nano Banana wanted to make himself a banana 12 different ways. So you can do your part. Don't abuse it. Don't abuse it, please. God. I've even slowed down my usage. I'm back to Googling stuff.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times
it's the right thing to do.
That's interesting. Ethical AI use just based on energy consumption. Huh?
Common sense principles. It's such an inefficient technology right now, data-wise. So inefficient. Marvelous, but wildly inefficient. And the access to it is unprecedented, and that's why it's a problem. But I think over the next couple of years, we're just going to see kind of a lull, and I don't think we're going to see that much economic development really anywhere. I think it's going to be this weird, because here's what's happened. They left. They're gone. It's over. It's completely done. So the powers that be that basically emerged from World War II, back all that dirty money, there's nothing left to do because all the businesses that they're in have been disrupted and destroyed, or they own everything, aka BlackRock. So it's pretty much okay, what's left? Well, we'll talk about this more and more. And for those of you that Trader's Paradise, you will get you're going to get a little special taste to this. I think you're very much going to enjoy. I think the future of retail is in alternate investments, not crypto. I'm saying alternate, like private equity ventures, smaller scale business. Treating it more as a union, so to speak. That's more of what we need. I'm thinking about in my area, going with some of the local small businesses, because we're beholden to the power company, the internet. What the fuck is that, dude? The town should be negotiating with the companies and putting their balls in a vice, not the other way around, dude. So I'm going to turn some shit upside down here, and I can't wait. And if it works out, then it proves the model that I think is becoming clear, which is sovereignty across the board, micro sovereign. That's a good name. I like that. But basically, kind of getting back to the way of old, the smaller scale, more entrepreneurial, really explorative businesses. I mean, small scale service, things like that. Because the way agents are going to function, it's going to be very easy to do that. It was a whole fucking nightmare. I got my old computer set up. We're kicking it from the laptop because I just couldn't do it. So yeah, as Marcos right here. I don't know if you can see him. There you go.
What's up?
Trust that guy at all. So be careful what he says. Where's oil going? Give me the exact target of oil.
What's it at right now?
Just a crypto over here.
60, I think, right? Oil's at 60, right?
78, I think.
78, damn. Okay. Yeah, I'm not touching oil until it's 55.
It's going to go to...
We might miss the bottom, but...
98, come back down.
You think so?
All right. 98.
Oh, I didn't even look at this. I could see that. This chart actually looks quite tasty.
Right. I know.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That was a. I'm looking at Netflix. That was a premium. How much are you up on those options?
Which ones?
Netflix.
Happy birthday, doctor.
It started off decent today too.
Let me pull this up. I'll get Netflix up here.
Yeah.
What's this? Is this yours?
Oh, yo, that's that. Yeah, that was the premium plan.
Let's see. So, oh yeah, we were talking about the new hedge. Yes. Let me pull up the. I'm pulling up the Netflix one right now. Damn, I'm down this beginning of the year. Damn, I'm down 13% year to date. What the hell's going on this year, dude? Our USO calls are up 15%. Bang, Netflix. Bang.
I mean,
bang.
you had a lot of pullback with the tech, like stuff like Unity.
Damn, you guys were scooping these
That's
at 1,300. These almost they're
Palantir,
2,200 now. The Netflix calls 2,200.
Was that 50%?
I'm up like 65%.
Hell yeah. Leaps too in like a week or two.
Yeah, it's January 2028. These could be I think that this could be a, like, if what could happen happens, this could be a 10 bagger. But the only thing that spooks me is look at that. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang chats, man. Wow.
But on the weekly, you could see that Netflix does like to do this, and it is on pretty significant volume. I mean, dude, there's no edging them out. I think it's kind of silly to bet against them. They are what Amazon is to online consumer retail. They are to kind of everything now, because you got to see, like, look at what's happening with the Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney thing. Like, they found a syndication platform in Hulu to do the show. Basically, I guarantee you that show funded their club. It's genius. People are doing it the right way. So that's why I'm talking about alternate investments. We'll get into it a little more deeply, but I have some ideas that are quite.
You're talking about Always Sunny?
Rob McElhenney, one of the creators of Always Sunny.
He went to my high school with my brother.
They bought a football team.
I mean,
and then made a whole TV show about it. And basically the show allowed them to syndicate certain sponsorship. Like it was fucking genius.
Huh.
I'm talking about the more macro version of that, but it's been in my head for a while, so I think it's time to do it.
I interviewed him in high school when I did a journalism course. I bet I could do it again. I might have his contact somewhere. Yeah, he went to my high school. I can't tell if you're frozen or you're just. Oh yeah.
Dude, all right, we got to talk about that right after this. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Same with like George Carlin, the whole Carlin family.
Damn.
I told you, man. My high school. I told you about this. You don't remember anything.
That will be popping. I know about that. All right, so what else do we got here? We got Netflix. Let's pull up USO and just kind of
Oh yeah, USO.
sum up. Let's sum up that thought because I kind of jumped from thing to thing. So here's oil here, guys. USO. We just loaded these calls in premium. They're already up 15%. We loaded them right there at about 81. Again, long trade. Oil is booming too much. I'm not loading anything big until, like I told you, we see crude down to like 55. If we don't, then we got the upside on these options and we're good to go. So either way, it's a win. We got the bull signal on stocks, buddy. The last time we did it went 64 to 83, so $20 move. Prior to that, it went 77 to 130. That was like a $40, $50 move. And then the last time is 30 to 91, so 3x. So even if we see a 20% standard deviation to the upside, this could easily push to 120 and back down. It's very possible. That actually kind of makes sense what crude would do now. So this is just going to follow and mimic. But I'm loving this USO trade. It's already green. That's always good stuff. I don't think it's like we're good, but it did break pretty significantly and hold here. I think if this stays above 88, this will get real interesting.
Yeah, 105, well, yeah, 130.
Down to 18.
Beautiful range too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it breaks below like 84, yeah, maybe say like 80, 81, 82. It's a nice range back down to 60.
Yeah, this should be a banger. We should be making some money here. Also, one to just give a quick update on. We are in business, baby, with Ring Central.
I don't want to talk about it.
What?
I stopped out by like 50 cents.
Oh, that sucks. That's the worst.
And I had a plan to double up too. All right, let's look at
not the dumbest time to do it as long as you treat it as position trade above the level. I don't think there's anything wrong with it because you're kind of taking less risk because it's already breaking out. But this was our projection, guys. It was 1,201% all said and done. So that's how far I think this can go inevitably. That's why I loaded it. I'm sitting it, set it, and forget it. So unless they fundamentally change the business, I'm not going anywhere. They have so much data. From oh my God, from IPs to numbers to actual phone calls to routing information. This is the old world infrastructure play that AI just makes more powerful, stronger.
Yeah. I read their research or their earnings report too. Like it was the AI part of their business that took up in the products they have for it.
Who told you that before the company even told you that?
Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah.
So that's the benefit, you guys, of listening and following is like I'm weird and I find weird shit and it usually pays off.
Yeah. It might not make sense at all, but it usually does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, in truth, I just connect the precog to the back of my brain, and then it just downloads the information like Minority Report. That's a crazy movie. That's a scary thought, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude, they can reappend your entire life, know everywhere you went, and it's scary.
Predestination.
Yeah, we need to really be careful about what we let. Again, keyword let, what we decide is okay to do to us. And I think for the first time ever, I will say that, well, I don't trust the voting system. So I guess it is still a scam. I was gonna say this is the first time ever where I feel like there might be enough like chutzpah in the general populace to actually vote and rearrange some pieces. But then I realized that if the government controls the infrastructure through which you vote, you don't actually have a vote at all. Totally forgot about that part again. So never mind. Same deal. Different face, though. That's nice. And sometimes they even choose a different gender or race, and that's always fun, too. Same shit. So just sometimes they'll choose a different, as my daughter says, character. They'll choose a different character to put in front of you. Like little kids.
Yeah.
They put the character in front of you, and they make it do these cool motions, and then they go, we're gonna fight for this issue you care about. And then they get to office, and they don't care because they never did. They just knew that you cared, and so they used you to press a button. You pressed a button, you gave them power. They use that power to call their friends and give their friends money that you gave the government for your taxes. And then they give those contracts to their friends so that when they're done in politics, they have somewhere to go and they have a paycheck to come back to. And it also feels good to have power. So, I mean, just look at humans at large, look at simplicity of greed, lust. All these things are just very simple core drivers of people with no discipline or agency. And that's what they do. People that get into politics don't feel like a human being, so they need to matter in most cases. Some go into it to do great things, and I love that. They don't do great things because the system doesn't allow for it, so it's kind of like a waste of time. They should go into private business, own their own enterprise, employ people, and build a workforce and build something around it that you can control. Just my 2 cents. Yeah, it's all a scam. So we gotta work something out here, and that's why we're trying to take care of this the way we are right now. Because I don't think you can really count on the infrastructure that once was. Not to be alarmist, but it's a different landscape. We're going more world. Like everyone kept talking about that New World Order stuff a couple of years ago or 10 years ago or whenever it was. It's like, it's kind of that, but not like a regime in a sense. It's more, they just want to control the currency, really, and information. So they kind of just want to control everything that matters.
Concentration.
But the irony is that you controlling the people is a byproduct of controlling the other things. They don't actually control you. Your participation elicits the control. So you submit in participation. That's why it's a problem. That's why crypto everyone ran to, because like in theory it is great. It's wonderful. This doesn't, not there yet. So we'll see. In the meantime, we're going to keep pounding out these trades. We're going to keep being ahead of the market as best we can, positioned where the upside is going to be greatest and the risk will be as minimal as it can be. And that's always the focus, because if you didn't, capture gains on NVIDIA, I'm sorry, but those compute gains are not coming. It's over. That part happened. There's another part that's happening, but it's just not going to ever be as good as this one, which is like a insane. I mean, God, I wish I'd owned this before. I think the cheapest I bought some in like 2014 or so. Shit, when I was broke as hell. I have some shares from 50 cents, but I mean, we're talking, I think I had one share and I think they were like they were at about 50 because it was 1 to 10, right? When they forward split.
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
I think they did one for 10. Nevertheless,
bag.
It's like, dude, I had a share from $45. Or from $4.50 technically, if it was 10 to 1. But I only had like a couple because I didn't have any money. So,
but even that couple now would be crazy.
Oh, that's the problem. Is then COVID. What did I do? Well, I'm up so much I can't possibly not sell.
Yeah.
And again, guys, I got back in at 12. Post split adjusted price, but like still, that's $1 million on the table. $1 million Rugas. That sucks. So live and you learn. And now NVIDIA is
exactly where we mapped out.
Exactly where we thought it would be.
Same
so I'm not
range.
even going to talk about it. Okay. All right, if you want to drop a ticker in the chat for Smash or Pass, we'll pull up any tickers you want to see. If you guys don't have any, we can pull up a couple from the screener. I just want to go through any charts you guys want to go through. That's the point. That's why we're here. I know it's been a little inconsistent lately. This new office move will make everything a lot easier because I have like a dedicated space to do this now where there's not a lot of noise and shit going on. So that's going to make things a lot better. So I apologize for that, but we're going to be here now. But in the meantime, if you got one, drop it. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up the screener and just assume no one's going to send them. Whoa. Oh. Filters.
Oscar Mayer Wiener. Oscar Health. Interesting. I haven't looked at that in a while. Check that out. Banging trade on that a few months back. Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Ooh.
oil is just. Hey, what do you know about the warrants business? Opens their
No,
warrant.
no, that's way outside of what I.
Oh,
hit the wrong button.
can these be purchased?
Open up here. Dun, 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 come on. Nope. There you go. So this like a screener you have, like, what is it set up for? I know you have multiple ones, but the ones that you normally do with the small caps.
It's set up for small caps they're setting up in a way that could lead to a significant move to the upside.
But is it like the time frames? Are you looking at like a few weeks swing, months, a few days?
I mean, usually they're like a couple days and they explode.
Oh, okay.
Wow, there are a lot of them on here today. Holy shit, dude. Wow, there's definitely a lot of bottoms, I feel like, from a lot of these names. Interesting. What is let's pull up QUBT.
Oh, is that a quantum one?
Look at that.
I think that is. Don't tell Lee. Yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that. There wasn't enough time data on there. Never mind. I don't know, man. They're up so much. This would have to be a hard and fast position trade, to be honest. Don't mind it right there, though.
Yeah.
It's just easy to get stopped out with these kind, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're looking at like 80% downside. Just that one big ass candle.
So be very careful. This one is off. This one is pumped. This one is pumped and dumped. So again, this is pumped and dumped. But that could be it's too red. I don't like that.
What's the ticker symbol on that one?
UPXI. It's pumped and dumped all the time. So I just don't even really want to get involved. It's not even worth it. Oh, Virgin Galactic. That's interesting. Why is that down in the dog shit gutter? Did they fail space or something? But this looks like a nice bullish engulf unless they're about to dilute it and dump it. You think they're going to?
Oh, I gotta check out my chart here. SPC. Oh, well, shorter time frames look ugly. All right. I don't know. It's consolidating. I like the volume though, coming in at the end today. 267, 280. Like over 280. I'd like it up to 320. Let me zoom out actually. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Oh, yeah. Zooming out. There's a nice little base there too. Yeah, for sure. Like old position trade, like tight stop. Hell yeah. Let's see, when's earnings though?
I'm gonna throw that in there now.
March 30th. Yeah.
Let me run a quick deal on it though, because I want to make sure it's not like some sort of dilutive dog shit, because it very well could be. Because sometimes they'll walk these charts down like that just to get everyone to see it and jump in, and then it's done. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to. Okay.
What is it price now? So it's at 260 now.
Dude, this has worked really well on my mobile hotspot. I'm pretty shocked.
Yeah, man. Yeah, clearer than me on my own Wi-Fi here.
Fundamentals are fucked. God, these all it takes is like one little sneaky like contractor announcement. This thing could go. But they're going to definitely need to raise money, so I highly doubt.
What about ASTS?
They're going to need to raise money, so I feel like they're going to dump it. That's
AST's Boost Mobile. That's a decent setup. I mean, still got like on the daily chart, you got a range from like 80 to 87. That's decent. If it follows that trend line up, you're looking at 120 plus. I think there was someone in the Discord actually worked for them.
What the hell is it? Space Mobile. What the hell is that? It's mobile phones in space?
I mean, this is the one that Shai shut down as being like one that could compete against Rocket Lab. Although he did like the setup, he did like I think he liked the company. I got to look at the notes from a while back, but although I think he hated the company in the beginning, and then slowly kind of was like, okay, this one I'll give it a pass, but still Rocket Lab's going to be the full send, which I haven't actually checked in a while. Rocket Lab, yeah. Still got my. Oh, okay. Actually, setups are actually quite similar. Oh man, look at that volume too on Rocket Lab daily in the last 3 days. Oh, coming up on that trend line. Right at that fib extension.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, that might be a play right there.
God damn, dude.
6180. Yeah.
This company builds a cooling shit inside data centers. Look at that. Jesus Christ. All right, let's keep looking. Ooh, found one. I win. Consensus Cloud.
Oh, look at that line too. Oh wow.
I know. Interesting. This is kind of like the Ring Central 2.0, but for healthcare. It's the same exact thesis, same play.
A very clear, clean pivot right there. Like if you guys don't know what a pivot is, just look at that. That clean resistance, clean support, and look at that. Look at that drop off from before. Little classic Quench liquidity zone.
Yep. So this is either buy and break out of 30 or load in this little zone. But this one is very, very interesting. What I expected to happen with some of the cloud and data guys in other infra, this is for healthcare. So I'll break it down on the Friday stream in depth for those that are in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get in there. This, again, you saw that Ring Central trade. I mean, we got loaded up in the 20s. It's booming. It's just going to keep going. I think this is going to be the same thing. So if you want that trade, get up in there, baby. Let's see this one. IREN. What the hell is this? Ooh. That chart is booming, baby. You got to be over 50, though. I think this has got some sideways to go before it really makes a decision, personally. We're definitely going to pull up Rocket Lab. Still cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything new here, but this point of confluence will be interesting. So I'm going to watch 60. I might even set a little stoppy stop there, just because I think we'll wash down to 30 if we don't hold. So, yeah, just continuing to hold. We got this one $3.70. Again, that's all we do, baby. That's all we do all day, every day. So if you're not getting these, you got to come trade with us. Trade, come on. Oh, I'm excited. We're going to be able to put together a hell of a trade for that
CCSI.
Yep. So, yeah, let's end it on that. I'm satisfied. We had some great direction, covered a few good names, gave out some couple of ideas. This is it.
Damn. Perfect.
All right.
Next week, maybe we get a little tour of the office, the new space.
It should be all set up for next week, so we're gonna be on time. That's my commitment to you and everyone else. I will be on time. I. Now gracefully wait if you guys are late. I mean that, I will. And I love you for it. But at least we're making money. That's what matters. Love y'all. Stay blessed now. Bye-bye.
See you guys.